What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Little Scale Cars YouTube channel. Today in the review box we have the McLaren F1 from Jay Lenos Garage Car Culture set. Is this one worth adding to your collection, or are you better off sticking with the mainline releases? Let's jump into it and find out. So let's get started with the casting. So first things first, this is not a new casting. This is the same casting that was in the mainline. However, we just have our metal base now. And proportions-wise, it is pretty good. It looks like a McLaren F1. Really nothing bad to say about it in that department. We have it fully packed with details. Just about everything you'd want to see. All the lines here. We have our vents up front. On the side here, we've got these iconic bits here that go all the way back. Have our body line here and here. On the tail section here, we have this whole entire section that is done well. On the back, most of it is not casted, but it's tampoed on. And then we have our hood scoop up top here, roof scoop, that is actually lacking some detailing in this area. If you've ever seen the real-life McLaren F1, it has some kind of vent-ish looking things that go in right through here. And actually, bring in the F1 GTR casting, you can see that they were included on the GTR casting, so it's odd that they were not included in the standard F1. But that's about all we have for the casting itself. When it comes down to our paint and deco, this one is actually super similar to our mainline release from, I think, spring of 2022. Is when we got the black F1. I believe it was actually the second release of the F1 casting. So our biggest difference between that and this is we have this red line going up the side here and a few more details. But the red line is the biggest difference, and this is actually matching Jay Leno's car perfectly. His is just solid black with the red line up the side there. So when we come to our details, you will see we have our McLaren logo, classic McLaren logo. We have our headlights where you'd want them to be. We have these little reflector pieces detailed in there. Moving on to our side, we have a little reflector piece here. We have our red stripe that we want on there. But as far as tampos and stuff go, that is about it on all those sections of the car. And then we come to the back, which is weird. So this seems like it's all just one massive tampo, and I think that's what it is. However, if you check out the top here, that's not a reflection of the lights. This is some sort of white seam that is on the tail where it meets this section here. And it's not just on mine. I have seen multiple versions of this car in stores and in other local collectors' collections, and they all have this, like, it looks like a sticker. It looks like a sticker from the McDonald's Hot Wheels you used to get back in the day when you're Happy Meal. And that's really odd, and it's kind of an eyesore. This being a Hot Wheels premium release, it rolls, and it rolls really well. So for our pros and cons, we have one big pro for this release, and it is that this is the first premium release of the McLaren F1. So if you are solely a premium collector, you finally have a chance to add this one to your collection and get that metal on metal and real rider treatment that is so nice about the premiums. So the biggest con, which I hinted at earlier, was that this looks almost identical to the mainline. I actually like the mainline's wheels better. I think they're a little bit more realistic to what the real-life car has. These 5-spokes are about the closest real rider wheels that we have, but I think the mainline's wheels actually look a little bit more realistic. Outside of that teeny tiny red stripe that you could add yourself, this is basically identical looks-wise to the mainline, even as far as the tampo treatments. I mean, this orange dot is pretty much the only extra detail. The other big con is that, as we talked about in our detail section, this looks horrible. This looks like a sticker, this big white line that goes across where the two bits of body part meet. And it, like I said, it looks like a sticker that you used to put on your McDonald's Happy Meal car, Hot Wheels. And now for some size comparisons. Here we have it next to the McLaren F1 GTR casting from Hot Wheels. And here we have it next to the Speedtail casting from Hot Wheels. And here we have it next to some other supercars from back in its day, with the Bugatti EB110 SS from Hot Wheels, and the Jaguar XJ220 from Hot Wheels. So it's that time for my final thoughts. Overall, I'm going to give this one an 8 out of 10. The only real failures of the release are that sticker that we've harped on for quite a bit now that just does not look good. That's the only real failure, I would say. There's a couple other things I mentioned. I don't love the wheel choice, but I think it is the best real rider that we could have gotten. And then just the fact that I think that this was pretty much chosen because, one, it's one of Jay Lenos' favorite cars, and two, it is a McLaren F1. It's one of the most iconic cars of history, right? So I guess my problem is more that they should not have released a mainline that looks so similar to this in the same year that they were releasing this premium version. But other than those little gripes, it was done pretty well. If you're not a mainline collector, this is your first chance to get this thing in premium, and it came out pretty good. I think this one is a good addition to any collection. However, if you do already have the mainline version, I wouldn't say it's a huge thing that you have to pick it up, unless that little red stripe really does just mean that much to you. And with that, that will conclude this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit the like button down below. Make sure you subscribe if you are new. And let me know in the comments down below what your thoughts are on this particular model. And I will see you in the next video.